He didn't find his dreams. His dreams found him. Welcome, huge movie fanatic Nate, stopping on by. This time I'm very excited to come your way. Just coincidentally, kind of in celebration of the 40th anniversary of this movie, I happened to recently come across this VHS for a decent price. Like I say, they're getting more expensive because I guess the demand is going up, because the tapes are getting older. It's so funny how media goes through, phases of being worthless. Like maybe 20 years after, they're absolutely worthless, and then like once you get to like 30-ish, 40-ish years after they existed, then their price starts to go back up. It's really kind of funny. But at any rate, I recently came across this VHS. I was excited to purchase it and own it and stop on by to review it. So that's what I shall be doing next, coming your way to showcase what I can only assume is the original North American VHS release of The Last Starfighter. As we can see on the back, copyright 1984, MCA Home Video Incorporated, all rights reserved, printed in USA. Taking a closer look at the front cover, we've basically got, I can only assume this is the original theatrical poster. Not being too familiar with this movie, I wouldn't really know, but I think back in these days they just simply put the original theatrical poster on the VHS boxes. We've got space and stars, and looks like that scepter thing, the bad guy's scepter, and looks like almost a computer generated, I don't know what, grid planet. Mr. Is it Daniel L. O'Hurley? Whatever the hell his name is. The Connell Cochran in his alien makeup as the one guy there. Kind of not amazingly placed, and realized it's like kind of, I don't know what, almost see-through image of that guy. Must be the seal of the Starfighter squadron. Like I said, I'm not too familiar with this movie. Then we've got in the middle there, The Last Starfighter, the tagline, which is a pretty cool tagline. Towards the bottom there, we've got our hero and his sexy-ass girlfriend, who'd go on to be a Knight of the Comet, and that really cool kind of little sign for his trailer park. And bottom corner there, in red, the mid to late 80s, in this case mid-80s, MCA Home Video logo, and very interesting to see in 1984. Stereo. Taking a look at the right spine, blue spine on the top, red MCA Home Video logo, The Last Starfighter, and the Last Starfighter logo. It's kind of interesting how it's like not centered. The last is more off to the right, and then the Starfighter is more off to the left. Not exactly sure why that is, but I guess it's the way they wanted it to be. And looking further down the spine, this here isn't something you see all that often on VHS tapes from 1984. Stereo surround. And what's interesting about this, I was looking at it earlier, and I don't think there's any place on this cassette, packaging, artwork, anything that actually says hi-fi. Of course, it's impossible to have a stereo surround VHS without it being hi-fi first. And there's nothing, or at least as far as I know, in my VHS experience, so there's nothing that indicates that this cassette is hi-fi. Simply stereo surround, and you've got Dolby system, that would be for the non-hi-fi tracks. VHS looks like catalog number, is it 80078? Taking a look at the left spine, it's the same thing except there's a barcode where the MCA Home Video logo was on the other spine. They just moved the MCA Home Video logo down below the title there. Same thing underneath that, stereo surround, Dolby system, VHS, and catalog number. Top of this very first VHS release of The Last Starfighter looks like this. Taking a look at the back, as we can see on the top, the Last Starfighter logo with its basically uncentered positioning. Got color, 1 hour and 40 minutes, and PG. One thing that I always liked about MCA Home Video is they always did 1 hour, 40 minutes versus like 100 minutes, because as a kid or a teenager, for me anyway, that wasn't so easy to calculate at the time. Simply 1 hour and 40 minutes was exactly, I knew exactly what time that was versus 100 minutes. I wasn't necessarily sure what 100 minutes was in running time at the time. Simply, it's really strange for like a high profile release like this to simply have one image there. Looks like towards the end where Mr. Hero Guy comes back in his Starfighter garb or Last Starfighter gear. He almost looks like a guy from a different planet coming together with the old sexy girlfriend chick. Really kind of strange, honestly, that they wouldn't want to put like pictures of the groundbreaking CG visual effects on the back and just like a boring image of profile of both of the hero and his woman there. It's just kind of really weird. You think you'd want to have pictures of CG special effects or aliens or something, a production design, you know, something. Can a teenager from a trailer park in the sticks find happiness as an intergalactic warrior? That's the premise of The Last Starfighter, a magical adventure starring Robert Preston, Dan O'Herlihy, and two of today's most exciting young stars, Lance Guest and Catherine Mary Stewart. It's the story of an alien scalawag who recruits a whiz kid at the video game Starfighter to fight outer space wars to save the universe. Besides appealing characters and an intriguing plot, The Last Starfighter features production design by Ron Cobb of Alien, Star Wars, and Conan the Barbarian fame, plus computer-generated special effects that go far beyond anything ever seen on film. As we can see underneath the synopsis, abbreviated credits. Copyright 1984, Lorimar/Universal, a joint venture, all rights reserved. That'd be the copyright year for the release of the film, not the VHS, but I think in this case both the release of the film and the VHS happen to have the same year, which is interesting. It must have meant that The Last Starfighter came out relatively early in 1984. I mean, back in these days, it took quite a while for movies to come out on VHS after it coming out in the theater, so it's really strange to me that the release here of the movie and the VHS are the same to me. Oh, here we go. This video cassette has been recorded in stereo with Dolby B type noise reduction and is compatible for monorail playback with all VHS equipment. During playback, set Dolby B and R switch to the on position. I'm pretty sure that a VCR and a VHS always had to be hi-fi in order to be stereo. I mean, I could be wrong, but I mean, I can't see how you can have a stereo tape without it being hi-fi. That's really kind of strange to me to, like I say, that this doesn't say hi-fi. On the very bottom there, all important warning copyright information and your red MCA home video logo. Taking a look at the 40-year-old cassette itself, we can see that the label has seen better days, definitely. Looks like a little bit of it's worn off there, but we can barely discern that the part that's worn off there is the word stereo and the Dolby logo there, but we can luckily still discern the Last Starfighter color, 1 hour 40 minutes PG, the in this case mid 80s MCA home video logo, in fact saying copyright 1984, MCA home video incorporated, all rights reserved. And like we've seen on so many of these VHS showcasings, you're beneath the line there, your all important warning copyright information, bottom corner there, printed in USA. It is supposed to most likely have a label on the spine here. As you can see, it is no longer there, unfortunately, but you can see some adhesive glue or whatever to indicate that there was one once there. Unfortunately, no longer is the case, but 40 years later, can you blame it? Guess that about does it for the showcasing video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, we'll catch you on the next video.